my name is Allie Kintz. I am a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus, and I'm here to share some of my retention tips with you today. Now, follow-up is something that I am particularly passionate about. My team knows this. You may have heard the phrase, the fortune is in the follow-up, which can be absolutely true for enrolling new customers, but it's also true for retaining your existing customers as well. Because we work so hard to add these new customers to our team, it's such a shame if we don't work closely enough with them and allow them to quit, right? And I think sometimes we get really focused on enrolling all the time that we forget about the success of these friends once they've joined our team, right? So to build a stable organization and a business with a really secure foundation, you have got to become passionate about helping your customers remain consistent, troubleshoot their products, celebrate their wins really big, share their results, and experience their own transformation enough that they want to talk about it with everyone around them, right? So today I'm going to give you some tips for following up with existing customers so you can get ahead of any issues that might arise, help them work through them on the front end instead of reacting on the back end after they've already been kind of feeling like they want to quit for a few days, right? Because proactive customer care is extremely important to help them develop good habits. You want to get on the front end of everything, right? And you might have heard this kind of rule about habit formation that if you skip one day, you want to get right back on. Because if you skip 2 days, the odds of somebody getting back into a habit is very slim, okay? So the same goes for Plexus. Do not let your people skip 2 days, right? If they're going on vacation and they skip, it's really hard for them to get back on the wagon come Monday or come a week from today when they get back, right? So you want to talk to them before they leave, before they go camping for the weekend, before they, take a trip, before they transition to a new job with a new schedule, before their kids go back to school, before their kids get out of school for the summer, right? You want to talk through these things before they leave on that journey, right? About how to set them up for success and what kind of routine and schedule they're going to stick with, and really empower them with tools to make sure that they stay consistent and see the results that they're looking for, right? You don't want to make them feel like they're failing or dealing with issues without you knowing about it. You want them to feel like you have equipped them with tools to be successful, and you're also following up with them throughout the process, giving them tips along the way, letting them know that it's okay. Everybody falls off the wagon every now and then and needs to regroup and get back to it. That is okay, but the key is to talk to them early and often. I think that if we contacted our new customers as often as we contacted potentials we're trying to get to enroll to achieve an incentive, we would have much more successful customers. It would be a game changer, right? Think about how often you talk to someone helping them enroll at the end of the month. Imagine if we talk to our brand new customers that often, or even longtime customers, right? We can always be adding in new products, helping them transition to different life seasons or phases, right? I find that we follow up so much to get people to enroll, and then after they commit and purchase, sometimes we don't talk to them for days on end. And how do you think that makes them feel, right? Do you think they feel like they were just a sale? Maybe a little bit. So we need to remember their feelings in that, right? They're trusting you to guide them on a health journey. So let's do that, right? We need to be talking to our new customers, I want to say daily or every couple of days in the very beginning to help them get those new habits formed. We're prepping them for success. We're helping them get a water bottle that they love and increase their water intake. We might ask them to post about their new health journey they're on and invite some friends and family to be their accountability partners. We're going to be adding them to any team support pages you guys might have or product support pages, right? We're going to talk to them about diet and exercise. What is their sleep schedule like? What is their typical day like? You're going to send them tips for getting started with their products and really assist them in incorporating products into their life and their existing schedule, because sometimes the pre-made schedules that we all have on team pages and things aren't ones that maybe fit in with their daily schedule. They might be working, a night shift, or they work really long hours, or they travel a lot, or maybe their kids have kind of a wild schedule and they're here, there, and everywhere, right? We need to ask the questions about what their life really looks like so that we can help their products fit into their life and not have them feeling like they have to change around everything that they already know in order to fit Plexus into that. Because that's going to be causing even more hesitation on their end if they feel like they have to turn their life upside down to get Plexus to fit into their life, right? We really want to get them excited about this health journey. And all those things that I just listed, those are all conversations that we want to be having like in their first handful of days, probably before their products even arrive, right? So we want to be talking to them often. If you can get them on the phone or a Zoom call, that is fantastic because we really want to get them pumped up about starting their Plexus journey. and hopefully getting people to do it with them, right? But if we only talk to them, the day they order, and then we wait until the day they receive their products, and we're trying to throw all this information on them, it feels kind of overwhelming, right? But if we can have kind of a slow unfolding of that in the few days that they're maybe waiting for their products, that is the way to go. And after they get their products, we really want to be checking in with them every 2 to 3 days throughout their first month. Okay, they are forming brand new habits. They're developing new consistency muscles with new products, right? We should be asking them about their consistency, about their water, how they're liking the flavors of Slim, Lean, Active, Hydrate, Greens, right? If they're introducing all these things, how's that going for them? Are they liking the way that they're enjoying that? Is it fitting into their day? And then moving on later in the month, it's like, how are you noticing your cravings, right? Do you find that they've gone down at all? Do you find that it's an increase? Do we need to change your ProBio 5 dosage, right? Is there some product troubleshooting we need to do? How's your regularity? Tell me about your sleep. How's that going? Have you seen any changes? Do you notice your energy levels any different? Are you feeling refreshed when you wake up in the morning? Do you notice your energy in the afternoon is a little bit better, right? Explain detox to them if it's something that's relevant to their products, right? Really celebrate that. If their body is working through getting some stuff out of their system, awesome. This is wonderful news. That means we're doing the right thing, we're on the right path, and your body is really getting rid of all the nasty stuff, making you feel like junk, right? Celebrate that big time, along with any wins from those, symptoms that I was talking about before. Even little tiny ones, right? If they're not waking up at night anymore, or they notice they aren't reaching for the Diet Dr. Pepper in the afternoon, big time celebrate those. Those are huge things, because a lot of these issues are things people have been dealing with for years, if not decades, in their health, right? So being able to overcome things that are long-time habits or long-time symptoms for them, that's a huge, huge, huge deal. And then you want to really follow up about the things that you might be working through or troubleshooting with them, right? If you're troubleshooting products or increasing or decreasing dosages or moving things around during the day, if somebody said Slim first thing in the morning is really not working for me, my mornings are super hectic, I'd love to enjoy it maybe before lunch or mid-afternoon, would that be better? And you're like, absolutely, let's try working that into your schedule, right? But then the next day you want to follow up with them and ask if they were able to fit that in that day, or if they enjoyed that new regimen, if that's working better for them, and make sure that they do the same the next day, right? So you can see how with every tiny small tweak, you want to be checking in with them, asking how that's going. Is that working better? What are they noticing as a result of that, right? You want to make sure it's something they can stick with and they're seeing positive results from, right? And also celebrating along the way, all of that. And throughout the first few months, as a lot of us know, we're going to be troubleshooting products right and left, right? Those first 30 to 60 days especially are totally a time of learning how to be consistent, understanding how the products work with your body, and adjusting them to fit their body's needs and their regimen, right? So that takes some really close communication. We can't just be talking to them once a week, once every couple of weeks. This is something where we're checking in with them every few days, every 2-3 days, probably tweaking some things, and then checking in a couple of days later and revisiting that regimen and making tweaks as needed, right? You really want to make sure that they are tweaking products as needed, taking them, using them, and ready for their next subscription order, right? Retention is what we're all talking about with the Leaders Retreat contest right now, because it's a huge deal. We're getting a lot of credits for retention in the Leaders Retreat contest, but also this is how you build a stable business, right? People who are consistent for the first 90 days in Plexus are so much more likely to be a Plexus lifer, right? Which is good news for them, good news for your business, and also good news in the short term in a contest like Leaders Retreat, right? So you really want to be holding them accountable for their consistency, because they trusted you to guide them, right? If they didn't, they wouldn't have purchased from you. So if they start falling off, maybe revisit why they started, what they came to you about, right? Revisit that. If they were looking for better digestion, better sleep, better mood, better immunity, more energy, weight loss, right? What is it that they're after? Ask them if that's something that they're still interested in working towards, and explain to them how the products are going to help them achieve those goals over time, right? That these are natural products that work with consistency, and they're really something that they want to stick with long term to achieve the results that they're looking for. And those results will be incremental over time, right? As we all know, it's kind of a domino effect. One little thing starts happening, and then the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and then 6 months down the line, you feel fantastic, and you cannot believe you ever felt like such garbage you did a few months ago, right? But these people might not have anyone else in their life keeping them accountable for anything, let alone helping them make healthy choices, right? So we need to be their first accountability partner. And this will also help them grow in respect for you, right? And you'll notice over time, the closer you get with someone, especially those who might start out as perfect strangers online, they might start to share more about their life with you, and you can grow an understanding with what they need, or even suggest new products for them to try the next month, right? Because we know sometimes people fall off the wagon, get back on, and they don't maybe need every single thing in their subscription the next month. But it'd be really helpful if we can recommend another product to slide in there and have them try once they're taking, if they're taking a break off of one product, they can add in something else, right? But you can only really make those recommendations if you have an understanding of what their needs are, what their life is like, what kind of stressors they have in their day, right? New product recommendations are a really good tip, because sometimes people might waver on the products that they first started with, right? And if they've found a couple that they know and love, and you can help them find a third or fourth product that they can really love, long term, that is key. We always want to be recommending new products, asking if they've had a chance to try something. Maybe if it's in the cards for you to send a sample of something that they didn't order in their welcome pack, I would highly recommend that. A lot of times I like to send my Triplex people samples of Lean, Hydrate, or Active. That's a really great way to get them exposure to new products, right? But, once they get the hang of the products, maybe it's after that, first month or two, and you can really start to spread out your contacts with them, or connections with them, every 3 to 5 days or something like that, in the third and fourth month and beyond, and maybe move to every couple of weeks after that. And this is when they've really gotten a hold of their regimen, right? They're seeing results. Everything's going well. They've been consistent for a long time. You can kind of then start to spread out your connections with them. And this is usually about the time, again, I revisit sharing with them. If they kind of weren't a taker on it in the beginning, they weren't so sure, wanted to try their products first, I revisit it again after the third or fourth month. When they're seeing good results, they've gotten into a rhythm with their products, they really start to value them for their health. I celebrate the wins huge, and then I'll ask them about having some type of event or messaging the people that they know to see if they might be interested, or posting or something like that, right? But you might be thinking to yourself, Allie, my customer ghosts me, right? They're not responding. Well, if you're talking to them over social media, I totally understand the ghosting thing, right? In your back office, you also have their email and their phone number, right? So you can call them, you could text them, you can email them. You can ask them if that method of communication is a little bit better for them because you noticed that they weren't as responsive on Instagram or Facebook or something, right? So feel free to use those and even ask them when they join, what's your best preferred method of communication, right? Just flat out ask them and then use that way, because I know a lot of people get on Facebook or Instagram occasionally, right? They're not working on it like we are. So having another method of communication with them as your customer is usually a better bet than social media, right? But if you're doing everything you can and they're still not really being consistent, they're not being coachable, they're not taking direction, you can kind of get into some gentle coaching about that, really ask them, is this something that you're still interested in working towards? Because you came to me for these reasons, and I'm here to help you in that. And I'm always here for you, but I understand, if there's some other things that are taking the front seat right now and this needs to take a back seat, I totally understand, but are you still interested in getting those results that you first came to me for, right? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, right? It's our job to help them be successful in any way that we can, but some people will quit, right? But when you've done your best and you're as helpful as you can be with people and they still, aren't going all in on their own health journey, it's okay. You did your best, right? So don't blame yourself for that. But know that when you do all these things we're talking about and you're really accountable and you're really helpful and you've really taken the time to nurture them and guide them, they will respect you, they will trust you, they will know that you're going to do everything you can to help them be successful, and often they'll come back when they're ready, right? So just know that. I just wanted to add a little piece about that in there because I know it kind of hurts sometimes when people quit, and we really want this long-term stability for our business, but not every single person is going to be a Plexus lifer, right? But the best thing we can do is give people really, really good customer care, talk to them often and early, be proactive, and so I kind of challenge you to look back at all the people you've enrolled so far this year and make sure that you're connecting with them this month. If they are in their first 60 to 90 days, you want to be connecting with them at least a few times this month, I would say. If they're in their first 30 days, absolutely you should be talking to them every few days, right? But moving forward, make sure you have an organized follow-up system of some kind. I know some people have a specific digital calendar in their phone or their laptop or their computer that is just the people that they need to talk to on each given day. I use a paper planner. I have people's names on every single day of my planner. I open it up. Well, that's a month. There we go. I open it up and see that list of names. That list of names on any given day is going to be people I want to reach out to, potentials I want to follow up with, existing customers on my team, and leaders that I want to connect with, right? So I sit down with my work and I have maybe 20, 30 minutes and I just go down the list of people, connecting with all the people I need to check in with that day. Once I talk to them, I cross their name out and I move it forward to the next day I need to contact them, right? So if you're a spreadsheet person, do that. If you're a iPhone calendar person, do that. If you're a paper planner person, do that. But I would highly try to avoid having just random notebooks and post-it notes and sheets and scratch-its of people's names, because those get lost and people fall through the cracks, right? And you want people to feel loved and cared for. And so I use, paper system. Not everybody's like that. And if you don't have a system, try out some things. I would try something out for 30 to 60 days to see if it really works for you, if it's something you can be consistent with, right? Anything that allows you to give good customer care and guidance to the people on your team, because as we know, this is just going to create really good longevity for your business, and it's going to be a system you can stick with and train your team on as well. So we don't want people falling through the cracks, and I hope this was helpful for you to give you some ideas for how often we should be talking to people, and some troubleshooting ideas and ways to help them be more consistent with their products, because it really, really is something that we want to make a priority for the longevity of our business and for the success of the people around us. So hope this was helpful, and thank you guys.